Hey everyone, it's me, Sarah, your Christian forgiveness coach, and you're listening to Forgive Everyone for Everything Every Day Right Away, episode number 34, Forgiveness and Being Late. So, if you have been listening to my podcast, then you know that I always publish on Mondays. Today is Wednesday. I'm late. And boy, have I had some drama around all of it, and I'm going to share everything with you. So, most of you know that I'm a certified life coach, and I started this podcast while I was still in training to become certified through the school that I attended. So I was super excited about this podcast. I felt like I had so much to share, and I still do. And every week was like a new opportunity to grow and experience what God was leading me to share with you all. And the root of all of that was because I wanted to help. Like, I wanted to help anyone who may be suffering. I want to help anyone that may be struggling with forgiveness of themselves or others. Like, that is the reason that I started the podcast. So, about a month ago, I I put in an application to work for the school that I got certified through. They hire coaches, and it was always my goal to work for the school once I got certified. So I applied in March, and the feedback I got after they evaluated some of my coaching samples was that I wasn't ready yet. So I got some homework to practice 40 more hours of coaching to gain more experience, and then to come back and reapply after I had done the 40 hours. So that particular homework assignment was given to me about 2.5 weeks ago. And I was kind of expecting that would happen. So I wasn't like sad or disappointed or upset or anything when I got that feedback. Instead, I was like all in. I was actually very excited to really throw myself into like finding people that would let me coach them, to asking other coaches if they wanted to trade practice and like give each other feedback and just gain all this experience, right? So much so, like, I was so into it that this is my 3rd week of practicing, and I'm already, like, halfway done with my 40 hours. So, I have spent a ton of time networking and scheduling and being on Zoom calls, not just coaching, but also being coached and giving feedback and receiving feedback. And, of course, like, being really uncomfortable because coaching is a skill and it does take practice, and you got to make mistakes and be willing to evaluate them and learn from them, and be willing to just like mess up and be messy and try again. And that's not easy, but I did it, and I'm doing it, and it's amazing. But here's what I noticed. So my brain got really focused like on the 40 hours, and I felt like I was expending all my energy on that. And I noticed I no longer felt the excitement over my podcast that I had up until that point. And I let that kind of mess with my head. I thought, well, I can't do both then. It's just too much. I thought, if I'm not excited about my podcast, then maybe I should just set it aside. Maybe it's run its course. Maybe I'm done with it. Or maybe I should just take a break, put it on the back burner. And then I kept telling myself, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do." And I noticed then I also stopped being excited about the coaching practice that I was doing too. So, do you kind of see what happened there? Like, I got caught up in, I'll call it indecision exhaustion. Like, have you ever done that to yourself? Like, we'll have a decision to make and we just like go back and forth over and over in our brains, like trying to tell us, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the right decision is. And then we just end up confused and feeling stuck. So, this is one of the many reasons that I love life coaching, because a life coach can help you see from the outside perspective what's going on in our brains that we're not seeing, like all those thoughts that feel so true, like me thinking that I couldn't do both. That another one was me thinking that I had to feel excited about it in order to do it. And it was pointed out to me that I had taken the focus off my reason for doing the podcast to help others, and I had turned that focus to myself. And I don't know who the original person that said this was, and I've said this before. I think I know it's a Tony Robbins quote, but who he got it from, I'm not sure. Maybe it's his. And it's this: we suffer when we focus on ourselves. And it's so true. So notice here, I was thinking I didn't have the energy to do both my podcast and my coaching. So this week, I skipped my usual Monday podcast, but I still created all of this like exhaustion from my mind drama about it. Because here I was thinking I had to not do the podcast so I could save energy for my coaching. And I ended up doing the exact opposite because I wasn't making a decision, having my own back, and liking my reasons because I was focused on myself and how I felt. And when I was able to drop back into my reasons for doing this podcast and remembered my why, and I love my why. And I also realized when we do the things we love, like that we know in our hearts that are good for us, and that it's okay that it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Like, if you're a mom, maybe you can relate to this, like as a parent, like you love your kids, not always fun, right? So I realized I don't always have to be like excited about everything that I want to do all the time. I can even feel like I don't want to do it. I can even feel dread about doing it, but I can do it anyways because I want to be the kind of person who honors her commitments, shows up for herself. So here I am. I'm a little tired, but I'm exactly where I want to be. So forgive me for being late, and I will talk to you again this coming Monday. Bye.